today I thought that I would do a quick video on my thoughts on a book that I've recently read. Now this is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't read the book that I'm about to show you, I suggest that you click off this video because basically I'm going to spoil it for you. And the book in question is Everything by Nicola Yoon. I read this whilst I was on holiday, and I have to say that I absolutely loved this book. It was a book it took me so long to pick up because I didn't think it would interest me. I read it, it took me about, I think I read it in a day. I was actually sitting in a cocktail bar drinking espresso martinis, reading this book because that's what I like to do, that's how I roll, and basically I had tears falling down my face. It is a book about a young girl called Maddie who is basically allergic to everything. She's allergic to the whole world, and she lives with her mother. A father and a brother died when she was a baby, and it was found out that basically Maddie is allergic to everything. She can't go outside. Basically she has to be careful what comes inside the house. And one day a family move in next door, and a young boy called Ollie moves in, and it is basically about their friendship and them falling in love with each other. There are a lot of instant messages in this book, and there are pictures, chapters like this, little like graphs and charts. Maddie basically lives in a bubble, and her mother basically encourages that bubble, and her mother won't let her out of the bubble, which when you're first reading the book is very understandable because obviously, you know, her mother would want to protect her from the world. You know, Maddie, you know, could die if she goes out, she could get very, very ill, and her mother just wants to protect her. As the book goes on and Ollie and Maddie fall more in love, they eventually run away and go on, Maddie goes on a trip to Hawaii with him. Now during that trip, Maddie falls ill and ends up being hospitalised and ends up going home and back with her mother, and she emails Ollie basically saying that she can't see him anymore and she should have listened to her mother. Now, plodding along on the book, it's a gorgeous read, it's really, really sweet, and then something happens that really, really just makes you think. It was a like wow moment for me. It was a did I just read that moment? And the whole scene is basically, and this is now going to be the spoiler bit, so please, like I said, if you haven't read this book, you're going to read it, you want to read it, click off this video now. Maddie gets an email from the doctor who looked after her in Hawaii, and it basically says that the doctor doesn't actually think that Maddie has what the condition that people, or her mother, has been saying that she's had for all her life, and she's not allergic to everything. And Maddie has a helper called Carla, who goes in like a nurse, who basically has been fired by her mother because she allowed Ollie and Maddie to meet each other and to see each other. And she speaks to Carla, and Carla said that she's always been wary and didn't actually believe that Maddie has all these elements that her mother has said. And it turns out in this book that there's absolutely nothing wrong with Maddie. Her mother made it completely all up, and at first when you read it and you realise that her mother has lied to her for so long, you're filled with so much like anger at how her mother could do that. But the more you read and the more you get to know the reason why her mother did it. Basically, it was because she lost her brother, a son and a husband, and she couldn't cope with the thought that she may lose Maddie, so she made all this up to keep her in the house. And it was sort of like one of them, yeah, you were angry with her, but in a sort of strange way you understood totally why she'd done it, because all she wanted to do was protect her daughter, and she didn't want to lose her. This book, like I said, made me cry, it made me smile, it made me laugh. It is a book that will just fill your heart, and I would highly recommend it. I'm hoping for all them people who haven't actually read it that you haven't come this far in this video, because I've just probably spoiled it completely for you, but I needed to get like my thoughts out there. If you've read this book, please do leave a comment, we can discuss it. It was beautiful. I can't wait. That was Scooby. I can't wait. Scooby's my dog, by the way. I can't wait to read her new book. The Sun Is Also a Star, I believe it is. It's coming out this year. But yeah, guys, absolutely adorable. One of my favourite picks, favourite books for this year. Go and read it. As usual, guys, I shall love you and leave you, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.